everyone, welcome back. So today we are talking about telecom. Not just telecom, what we are talking about is specifically how telecom is changing on ground operations. So to talk about that, we have got Mr. Anand Singh over here, who's been helping with us, and he's been closely working with telecom clients all throughout the years.
Yeah, Janvi, thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
So let's just jump right. When we talk about telecom operators, not just in India, but even outside of India, so what do you think are the big trends that are coming in?
Okay, honestly, if I had to pick one word, that should be a cost reduction. Because cost reduction, not today, not tomorrow, it's into the picture for a very long time, and it is going to be the very important driver for any decision to make. Not limited to the telco, but across any industries.
Okay, cost reduction. Makes sense. Staying competitive, I guess, which will add more value to the end user.
Exactly, it is. So cost reduction, sometimes people what they do confuse with the cost cutting. So it is not just a cost cutting for sake of doing it, but how it is more about how I run linear operations and still be competent on the costing part in the market.
Okay, so is that where AI comes in? Is AI adoption the big trend now?
It is. But here is the thing: AI adoption itself, not just the objective. But it's like most of the time people misunderstanding that telcos are adopting the AI not just for saying that we use AI, but they are adopting it to improve their KPIs and to add more value to the customers. So this is the actual AI adoption is.
Right. AI is AI as a mean, not the end discussion.
Yes.
Right. So beyond cost, what other trends do you think are coming up?
Yeah, a big one. Telcos are recently looking at the new revenue streams because telcos, if I say, where this is very interesting thing. Telcos are sitting on the very massive infrastructure, and in recent days, you can also see they are becoming the data center in some ways. So they have started asking the question how they can create revenue out of it in a better way.
So data centers, like literally hosting data itself, or more about the data field?
Both actually. On the first side, it's infrastructure and compute definitely. On the other side, telcos are looking at the to generate revenue out of their data, what they have, because telcos are someone who is having very high quality of the customer data, and if you know, like internet companies which are doing such kind of things for years, they are having the data, they are generating revenue out of it. So recently telcos are also looking in that direction. So how they can generate more revenue out of their infrastructure as well as the data they are holding. So yes, definitely.
So it's less just actually save money and more of what let's build business outside, correct?
Yeah, exactly. Alongside it, just reducing the cost with the maintaining the operations as well. So this is the area where AI is actually majorly concentrated.
Okay, so let's get concrete then. Give us a sense of how it is actually playing out.
Sure. So in one of the separate episode, we have covered the dark mode. I know dark knock is something very technical, and if you get into the discussion of dark knock, it will leads into the another direction. So I'll just give a just a glimpse of dark knock. What happening earlier? People used to sit into the knock centers and look at the screen and doing the monitoring and all that. But right now, the time is there where agent is doing all this stuff, and people are free to do other job. So this is how agents are helping to. Look at the knock centers, and handling the operation of the knock center is not just one part. There is another side also on the network side.
Okay, so like what? Can you elaborate on that?
So one area is the tech support, where we can see the lot of traction these days for the internal team as well as field operation team as well.
So can you help me with what does it look like in practice?
Sure, I'll walk you through a real life example. Think of, let's say, since you also come from the same IT background, so you know, I for any particular issue, we are raising a tickets. So how tickets are actually moving in a practical way? We raise a ticket, someone look at the ticket and make decision based on the information available inside the ticket. So this is the same job getting performed by the agent. Whenever any tickets pop up, agent looks at it, make a decision whether this ticket can be resolved right away from here only, or does it really need someone to be on the ground. So that's how it is. Our agent is helping.
And what if the issue is resolved right away?
So yeah. So once agent is decided this issue is going to be resolved by itself, and then and there only, then something technical comes into the picture, which is known as the RAC, which is very known to the AI folks these days. RAC is just retrieval augmented generation. It's a kind of what our agent will do. Agent will look at the past tickets, historical resolution, and all the trends. If something similar kind of issue has happened into the past, collect all the information out of it and provide it to the customer. In that way, you can see there is no queue for the customer to wait, and not like the regular thing. Whenever you make a call to the customer care, you get to hear that please be online and our customer agent will be busy right now. So that is not going to be happen with this case. Agent will get it done then and there only. So that's how agent is playing.
And what if the customer actually needs a person on site?
So that is going to be a very interesting part. So let's say agent has decided to our team has to be on ground. So what we'll do now in this case, what agent can do, system can prepare one SOP, standard operating procedure, which has all kind of information like what is the issue, why it has happened, how it is happened, is there any historical records for that, and how it's supposed to be resolved. So agent will sum up all this information and present it to the my field operation engineer, rather than just dumping a raw ticket to the engineer and asking them just go and fix it. So you see now my engineer, if go through the site, he has all the information rather than doing all the guesswork while being on the site, that what could be the possible issue here. Now my engineer has all the information, he has just to act on those information, and that's how it can expedite the process, and eventually it can give the better customer experience. So yeah, that's
Okay, that's a very nice example. So it's not about replacing the field engineer, it's about making sure that the time on site is very well spent.
exactly, because replacing a human was never a goal. Okay, we just wanted to supplement our field ops engineer. The ultimate purpose here is agent will decide whether genuinely any person required on site or not. In case if it decides the person should be there, he or she should go with the proper information, so we can save all the dry run and any forth and back. So this is the ultimate goal.
So once you know that a truck roll is needed and someone has to physically go outside, so is that where the fleet management comes in?
Exactly. So now we know this is the issue happening, and we need someone to be there in physical to handle that particular situation. Now, question comes in: who has to go there, and how smartly we can bring them there? That is the fleet management actually.
And is AI helping with that too?
Quite a bit. Not, I do not claim right now it is on full fledged thing, but yeah, definitely it is doing. So once the issues are identified, now agent will help us to match the technician with the job based on the availability, the location, the geographical location, and the skill set the technician has. Okay, so that's how agent will help to match the technician with the job. So this person will be identified to send for the particular issue to resolve it. In addition to that, what else agent can do? It can also what I can say, monitor the health of the vehicles, the vehicle which engineer used to go to the site. So in that way, we can also prevent the unwanted breakdown, and the fuel tracking also can be done. So that's how we can make the ride of any field ops engineer very smooth. So yeah, at some extent, our agent is helping.
So it's really about using the fleet force and force more efficiently, correct?
Right. So there is extension of this thing, what we have discussed previously. Let's say we have identified the engineer who is going to decide how he is going to decide what is the issue, how it's supposed to be resolved. Now In the telecom, every other issue is related to some kind of equipments. So now inventory management comes into the picture. Because let's say if my engineer go to the site and he doesn't carry the exact equipment which needs to be replaced, that is just a waste of effort, waste of money, everything. So now agent comes into the picture and he helps to maintain the inventory, and it will show the engineer that this could be the possible fault and this could be the possible inventory you need to carry at the site. So in the single go, my engineer can carry all the equipment required on the site and go to the site according to the requirement. It can replace the equipment, I can say. So in that way, you just reduce the overstocking of the equipment also. Right equipment at the right place at the right time. So this is the whole agenda of agent.
So it all connects the ticket, the technician, and the route, and even what's sitting inside the van.
Exactly, that's the idea. Rather than the disconnect system, we have made some connected system which follow one another.
Okay, last question. After everything that you have seen, what do you think people underestimate? What does it take to actually do this well?
A few things. First, and very important, the domain expertise. I must take it any day, because any AI solution you cannot build for any generic purpose or for everyone. All the AI solution is just going to be very specific to the industry, and we are picking up telcos because we carry very depth the domain knowledge. So that's this is the one thing I have to choose.
So it's just that it's not that we know AI, it's we know telecom, that's why we know AI.
Exactly. Because without that, you cannot build any solution. Something you may build the solution, but that is going to be just a technically impressive, not very usable. So definitely, the domain expert is there. Now, this coming to the second part. Second thing is going to be the data foundation. So data foundation consists of the data integrity, data infrastructure. Before you build any AI solution, you have to check these things needs to be in place.
Makes sense? Garbage in, garbage out at scale.
You can say. Uh, and the third thing supposed to be going to be like organizational literacy, because any organization across the globe adopting the AI initiative, but with the adoption of the AI initiative, we need our organization people needs to understand the AI, what AI can do and what AI can't. Because without that, technical people can build the AI solution, but unless and until the end users do not have the idea what my agent is capable of, they could ask any random question, and at the end they might feel that this is not going to work. So the organizational literacy is very important here.
And the last piece?
The last piece is going to be having a very trustworthy system integrator. System integrator with the depth of domain knowledge along with the technical knowledge, and the system integrator who is someone turns your AI dream into reality. So yeah, system integrator.
So that's a great note to end on. Domain expertise, data foundation, and literacy. Thanks for breaking this all down for us.
Thanks, Janvi. Thanks for having me. This was a nice conversation.
And that's it for the episode. If you want to go deeper on the network side, check out our Dark NOC episode.